Hey y'all, welcome to the filling station. I am Miss Dee Dee. That was an alert to let me know that Tesla's at a certain place. But hey y'all, welcome to the filling station. We are looking at the SPY, and we're looking at the 5 minute chart, right? So I noticed that there was a lot of sellers here at the top. This was our resistance. Looks like we had a double top. SPY was having trouble at this area. It did not make a new high at this area. This is our supply zone. That means we just stayed at this area from about 10:20 until about, let's say, 10:20, 11:25. So that was just a area of just going sideways. If you are in an option, you do not want to be in sideways movement. We had an indication this morning at the 5 and 50 crossing as a second confirmation. Our first confirmation was our MACD crossing to enter this trade. We made higher highs. We were above the VWAP. We had other things to tell us we could take SPY to the upside. However, we went sideways for a while, and I mean, if and then our MACD crossed to the downside. And I always say when it's quiet for a reason, so there's going to be a strong move either up or a strong move down. And it looks like we finally chose the decision, or SPY finally made the decision to break out of this just going nowhere type place to going to the downside. And I would watch it. Our 5 and 50 looks like it's about to cross to the downside, and the MACD looks like it's about to cross to the downside. So if you are in calls, meaning you believe that it's going to go up, this would be my place of considering getting out of those places or getting out of those positions. Why? Because it shows me I'm making lower lows. I am going down. MACD has crossed here. 5 and 50 has crossed here. This is an indication to get into puts, meaning I believe the SPY is going to the downside. So yes, you can trade the stock up. That was a nice call. Watch it here and then enter to a put for the downside, making money on the way up and making money on the way down. It's just paying attention to your signs, making sure you have the discipline to execute when you see, this is my entry. And y'all, guess what? If you miss the entry, it's okay. There's another bus coming. There's another candle coming. There's another entry coming. Do not jump into a trade just because you felt like you missed out on the trade. I need to say that again. I am not a financial advisor. Let's not just jump into a trade because you feel like you missed the trade. Wait on your next setup. Wait on your next place to get in, and don't move until you see that. I've made a lot of mistakes by doing, well, not really mistakes, I call it tuition. I've paid a lot in this tuition for school just to learn that you wait on your setup. It's okay. It's coming again, just like we had to wait on this confirmation at 10:15. Yes, we got an entry MACD crossing here. Okay, I would have entered there, and then I would have had my second confirmation, but I would have waited on confirmation. I would have waited instead of just jumping into a position. This is a confirmation for me. This is the second confirmation. So I am making sure that I'm in the right direction of the trade, and it looks like the SPY is declining. So this is where I will be in the downside of the trade, and it's under the 5 EMA. If you notice here, it's above the 5 EMA. Right here, it started closing below the 5 EMA. And the purple line here for me is the VWAP. It is under the VWAP. So we are definitely going down. My question would be, are we going to find support at this ATR trailing stop, which is strong support, or see how it bounced up just really, really quick? Or we're going to find support and bounce back up to the upside. That's something that we need to be mindful of and pay attention to. So this is SPY on the 30-minute chart. I will mark this area to let me know that SPY could very well find support here. I always try to go back and figure out where am I going to have support, or where am I going to have trouble, or what's going to hold it up, or what's going to cause it, things like that. Yeah, I talk to myself. I'm saying this throughout the day to myself all day long. Yes. And I again, SPY looks as if it came down, tested this area, and it looks to be finding support here. Are we going to come back to this ORB low, which is this red dotted line here, and find support and bounce back to the upside, or are we going to continue to the downside? Those are things that I would be asking myself. My charts are telling me that I should be in the downside. I'm under the 5 EMA. My 5 and 50 has crossed. My MACD has crossed. I am in the downside of this move, and I will stay in until I get a signal to tell me to get out. Sometimes I'll go to the 1 minute chart just to see what's going on the 1 minute. And look, 1 minute is telling me that I could have entered a put. If I was a scalper, I could have entered based on this 5 and 50 crossing here. To me, that is definitely a signal. And my concern would be that sideways. I don't like to, so I would not have entered based on that sideways. I probably would have entered my trade around here at when I widen up the mouth or widening of the separation of the two lines for the MACD. That would have been my entry place looking at it on the 1 minute chart. So look again, we is SPY gonna find support at this ATR trailing stop? The low of this candle was 449.60. Are we gonna make a new low and continue to the downside, or are we gonna use, are these places gonna be support for us to take us back to the upside? I'm not sure, but I will pay very, very close attention to see where to get in and where to get out. So yeah, I hope this is helpful, y'all. Pay attention to what your charts are showing you. Pay attention to your MACD crossing and your 5 and 50 crossing, where your buyers and your sellers are. And yeah, make trading fun. You have to make it fun. I know it's a serious thing because money is on the line, but you have to make it fun. Go and put your puzzle together. Learn how to put your puzzle together. See here on the 1 minute, we are under the 5 EMA. If you're trading that, as a scalp, you would definitely not be on the upside because we're clearly moving down. We are oversold here, so we could very well bounce to the upside. And look at that green candle here. We could very well bounce to the upside. So yeah, it's just certain things that you just have to look at, and bit by bit you can get it one trade at a time. We're not going to make it overwhelming. We're just going to learn it bit by bit. Yeah, so I hope this is helpful, y'all. I am Miss Dee Dee here at the Filling Station. Have an amazing day today, y'all. On purpose.